introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear Assessore Bisesti and dear Mr. Ceccato. On behalf of the team of the DuALPlus project, I would like to thank the province of Trento for hosting this international event. And the presence of many persons here in the audience from Trento and surroundings shows me that our project topic is of big interest also in your region. We are an Alpine Space project, as you know now, that lasts for 3 years, and we are in the middle of our work. With this event, we hope to stimulate the discussions on dual education so that everybody of you goes home with new ideas in his mind and with some fresh food for thought. But also for our team working on the project, we hope that your contributions will help us to further shape our activities and results. So, as probably most of you here, we are convinced that dual education is an important and valuable element in the education system. But still, in all countries, dual education is facing some challenges, and many of them are similar in the various regions. So, for example, we need more companies that offer dual education possibilities. Then training methods and contents need to be continuously adapted to the changing framework conditions, for example, to new technologies. And then also, we have seen that the image of dual education is not always good enough. And therefore, our objective with this project is to increase the attractiveness of dual education for skilled crafts and trades in the Alpine space. So we as a project, we are a consortium of 9 partners from 6 Alpine countries and from several sectors. So there are some business support institutions, such as chambers of crafts from the French Rhône-Alpes region, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region, from Slovenia, from South Tyrol, and from Bavaria. Then we have some higher education institutions. We have the University of Applied Sciences in Rosenheim in Germany. We have the New Design University in Austria. And from Switzerland, our partner is the Valais School of Art. And in addition, we have 2 public institutions in our partnership, which is the province of Trento and we as Regional Development Vorarlberg. And we are a lead partner in this project. But also, in addition to these 9 partners, we can rely on a network of 17 observers that support us in our work by giving feedback on important milestones and also by disseminating our results. So there we have, among our observers, there are 3 international organizations. You can see them there, so the Alpine Convention and also CIPRA International. Then we have some further chambers of crafts, commerce and trade from the Alpine countries. Then we have quite some training institutions from the different countries, such as in Italy, the Central Training School that is following what we are doing. We have some more regional administrations, and finally another Swiss educational institution, which is the House of Color. Well, about the key data, you know now everything that is written there except the money we dispose of. So we have a budget of 2.1 million euro, so that's shared among the 9 partners, and 85% of this is co-financed through the Alpine Space program. So now, what are we doing and who are we doing it for? We are addressing our project to 3 different target groups with specific objectives for each of them. First one are youngsters and parents. So there we think that it is necessary to improve the public recognition of dual education and also to improve the career guidance so that youngsters know that dual education could be a good opportunity for them. And therefore, we give support to youngsters and parents in the orientation phase. Secondly, we are addressing the project to small and medium enterprises and in particular to trainers and tutors in enterprises. We think, or we want to support enterprises in promoting innovation and quality in dual education, and we are doing this mainly by addressing tutors' needs so that they can improve their dual education efforts. Then our third target groups are institutions from the education and from the training system, as well as policymakers. There we have seen that it is necessary to increase the horizontal and vertical permeability of the education system. To explain you in a few sentences what we understand by this. So horizontal vertical permeability means to make it easier to change from the dual education system in one country to another country, but also to change between the apprenticeship systems of different sectors. Vertical permeability, as we understand it, is to make it easier to access higher education after an apprenticeship within the same region. And what we are doing in this field is that we are carrying out a permeability analysis. So we have a look at how permeability is set up and where are the barriers. And we are formulating policy recommendations on how this permeability could be improved. So in this picture you can see what we are doing in the project for our three main target groups, which are represented by these three columns. So on the left you have the youngsters, in the middle the SMEs, and on the right hand side the education system and policy makers. Our current activities, which we have been dealing with in the past months and weeks, are those marked with a green symbol. So, for example, we had a look at the orientation needs of youngsters. Then we have investigated, in the middle column, the training needs of SMEs. We've had a look at existing dual training programs, and we have started a research on permeability. And finally, we have collected some first elements to formulate our policy suggestions to increase permeability. And later on in the following talks and discussions, you will learn more about what we are doing currently. So, yes, this will take place all in the morning session. And in the end of the project, we will offer 4 main outputs that can be used by all Alpine countries and regions. So the first one will be a career guidance toolbox, so that is useful for institutions that are offering a career guidance. Then secondly, we will provide a handbook on innovative practices in dual education. Thirdly, we will have our policy suggestions so that the political framework can be improved for dual education. And finally, there will be a catalogue of modules dealing especially with bridge courses to facilitate the access from the dual education system to higher education. So, and now that you have become a first idea on what our project is about, I invite you to fully benefit from this day by listening to what is presented and discussed, by reflecting on what you hear, and also by sharing your knowledge and experiences with us. So thank you for your attention.